This has probably been the most awkward thing I've done in a while. Like, granted, I have basically just been at home, but yeah, I'm just used to doing Sims. So, uh, hello everyone. So today I'm going to be talking about my January wrapped up today. First things first, I want to apologize for my skin. If you're like, oh, it's not that big of a deal, but it is to me. I've been struggling with it for the past couple of weeks. Ever since I got back from Spain, it's just not been great. Granted, it doesn't do well when I go from like one end of California to another end of California. So I knew once I went to another continent, it'll definitely have, you know, probably not been that great. Okay, so for this wrapped up, I'm going to be probably not too close to the camera because I don't want you to see my skin. But also, I'm going to be talking about the books I read in January. Of course, it's wrapped up. Um, so I read four books. I read two memoirs actually, which is not something that I usually do. And then I read one YA. Actually, no, and I read two YAs because I think this book she typically doesn't write YA, so that's why I was kind of like iffy. But I read one YA fantasy and then one YA romance. And I didn't realize, I forgot I was YA because the author doesn't really write YA. But this is with Disney. It was a collaboration with Disney. So I read it. So the first book I finished in January. I didn't start it in January, but I finished it. It was the first book I finished. It was, I do have the book to this, but I gave it to my mom because she loves this author and it's going to be backwards. But it's by the book by Jasmine Guillory. Um, I enjoyed the book. I think it was cute. I think I gave it, sorry, I gave it a 3-star rating. Yeah, it was cute. I didn't like the heroine in this book because there's some things where I'm just like, girl, he's kind of justified in his anger. But there's one time where they got in an argument and she actually surprised me because she actually was like, wait, I understand why you're like this. And then for the hero, he was a little too wishy-washy for me. A little too, yeah. But but I actually think they're believable couples because sometimes you read books and you don't think it was a believable couple. I think these people are a believable couple, and I think when they were together, it was cute and it was nice, and I really enjoyed it. It's part of actually the Meant to Be series. I read the first one. I also gave that thing about 3 stars as well. Because I do like I think it was Julie Murphy who wrote that one. I do like her. Overall, I think this is a really good companion piece. And I would, if you like retellings of fairy tales, which I do, I like modern retellings, historical twist retellings. I'm a retelling fairy tale junkie. I think you would enjoy this. Again, it's more modern. It's also in the book publishing industry, because of course, but it's cute and I like it. Oh, I will read this later. So, so the next book that I read was a book that I've been wanting to read since I was in high school. So I was in high school about like what, a little over 4 years ago, because I think this book came out. Book came out like 6 years ago. At least the very least 6 years ago. Okay, that's the oldest I could find like comments and stuff like that. So at least 6 years ago. Insane. So I've been wanting to. I have like I haven't been in like high school since like almost 5 years. It's coming up 5 years, like in June. So it's been a long time waiting. And what have I been waiting for exactly? It to be a half price books. Okay, I lived in an area where I was in, like they had half price books, and I would go every time, and I would look for it, and it was never there. But since I was going to Spain, I had to be back in that area because I had to go to. Okay, basically, I lived in the Bay Area. I had to go to SFO, And so I stayed out there like before we went to Spain and after. And so before I came back to where I live, I was like, we have to hit up Half Price Books. We did. I got some books and I'm really excited to read them. Um, but Three Dark Crowns was the book. I don't know why you need so much exposition. But I read Three Dark Crowns and it was really disappointing. As a person who has two other sisters, this was the most disappointing read so far this year. I think I did give it 3 stars though, which was good. I said overall, I thought it was overall this book was okay. Not even okay, why I just did okay. The development of the characters were lacking, but the world was intriguing. I think that's why I gave it 3 stars because I did like the world. I'm not going to continue the series. I just not. I'm not. I already read. I am nosy though, so I did read the synopsis for the next two books. I'm glad I chose not to read it based on the synopsis because I'm not going to waste any of my money. Like I guess I could go on Libby. I have Libby now. Get Libby people because I'm a broke post grad student who doesn't have a job and I need Libby. But I didn't even want to Libby these books. I just couldn't do it. I like the book, it's aesthetic. I'll probably keep it until I'll donate it or put in book library or something. But this is a book. Okay, so next. The next book that I read, I borrowed this one on Libby. So you guys get your Libby books. And it was a memoir and it was Crying in H Mart by Michelle Sonner. Um, I am gonna say something with memoirs. I don't write. I don't read the plot of the book. I don't rate the characters. I don't rate any of that. I rate them like two things: the ability to keep me interested in the writing style, and for that, I gave it a 4 star read. It was really good. It did keep me interested in the book. It was definitely hard hitting. I like books about mother and daughter relationships as a person who has a mom. Um, I find it intriguing how other people navigate their relationships with their mom, especially as it goes over time. And it might be juxtaposed with that other parent, it might not. But I liked it. Um I don't know if I would regard it as like this great memoir as other people have been regarding it as. But I think if you are interested in a mother daughter relationship, into people, um, a person like trying to figure out their own identity with and without their mom or their parent, or if you're also interested in like terminal illness. I don't know if you'll be interested, but if you relate to terminal illness or have someone going through something that's a terminal illness, I think reading this book would definitely be for you. And the last book that I read for this week, it's an arc, so I don't think I can tell you much about it, but I got it from NetGalley. It was provided from NetGalley, and um, it is called Dyscalculia. I don't know why I did that. It's called Dyscalculia. Um, and I love this. I gave it 5 stars. The thing is, I started reading it because it's an arc. I try to read it in a week, but I wasn't able to get through it. Um, when I got it first, because I got it like a couple of months ago. It's coming out on Valentine's Day, people. I would highly, highly, highly recommend you guys get it. It's a 5 star read for me. Um, and I think I'll just read my review that I posted on Goodreads. It's not, I don't like reading, I don't like putting long reviews because, like, I just finished a novel. I kind of sometimes don't want to read a novel unless it's funny. Have you seen those funny Goodreads reviews? Anyway, so I said, Also, I apologize for my dirty iPad case. But a cohesively chaotic book in the likes of 90s black classic films, Dyscalculia is sure to be one of my favorite books this year. The intriguing, hard hitting, and introspective writing lured and did not let me go until I finished. Okay, I would recommend this book to anyone looking to read a great nonfiction poetic memoir. Honestly, I really love this book because if you like works, yeah, if you like 90s black classic films, if you um, like poetry, like modern poetry and prose, and you like shorter prose, this is like a really good book for you. Okay, there are some hard hitting subject matter in it. It doesn't go into too much detail, but I would say any classic trigger you think of, that's probably it. I don't know how. Again, I don't know how much I could say because don't really review arcs word I this is my first YouTube video, my booktube video. So, yeah, I don't know what to say really. But again, um, if when it comes out, I'll probably maybe I'll put the trigger warning in my review. But yeah, any classic trigger warning, it's probably in the book. But again, it doesn't really dive too deep, so um just I'll be a little cautious about that. But again, it was 5 stars. It captured me beginning to end. Once I was finally able down to like clear my brain of everything that was going on in my life. And it honestly is super introspective. Like I have a couple of good quotes from there that I actually highlighted, and usually in like memoirs and stuff, I don't highlight books. So I feel like in respect to capturing my attention and just the writing style, I loved it. I loved it so much. I might even actually buy a physical copy of it, even though I already have an ARC. I might do that because it was just that good. Well, anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching this video. Hopefully I'll get better. I should get better, right? Maybe. I don't know. But maybe this won't ever see the light of day because my skin is terrible and maybe I'm getting sick. Who knows? But I don't really go anywhere, so that'll be really depressing. But anyway, thank you for watching and listening to me ramble about the books that I read. Um, it was a pretty good month. I had some misses, I had a hit, and I had some in between. So I'm really excited for this year to come.